The true story behind the Conjurin. Enfield House. One of the strangest cases in paranormal history. The Enfield House incident is one of the most famous and controversial cases in the world of paranormal phenomena. It occurred in 1977 and is still being studied and analyzed to this day. The story began in the Enfield suburb of North London, where Peggy Hodgson, a single mother of 4, lived when she began witnessing mysterious and terrifying occurrences inside her home. The focus of these phenomena was her 2 daughters, Janet and Margaret. The beginning, furniture moving by its own self. One August night, Peggy noticed that the girls' wardrobe moved by itself, then returned to its place as if it were being pushed by an invisible force. When she tried to move it herself, she felt something invisible holding her back. This was followed by strange knocking sounds on the walls, which continued for more than 14 months. Police and press intervention. When the situation reached its peak, the family called the police, who sent 2 officers to investigate. Although they initially believed it was a child's prank, their suspicions were dispelled when they saw a chair tip over without any human intervention. Peggy later contacted the Daily Mirror, who sent journalists to cover the story. However, the quietness of the house suggested nothing unusual. Before they left, however, a toy flew into the air and hit one of the journalists in the face, causing a cut under his eye. Despite taking numerous photographs, no clear visual evidence was found. Official paranormal investigation. The Society for Paranormal Research, SPR, sent investigators Maurice Grosse and Jay Lyon to investigate. They quickly realized that the phenomena were strongly linked to Janet, who was often the least fearful of the family. Among the strangest incidents, the metal stove in the girls' room suddenly and violently broke, causing the entire house to shake, despite its steel pipe being difficult to break. Scientific tests and analysis. University College London summoned students from the Department of Physics to study the phenomena, particularly what appeared to be Janet's ability to bend metal without touching it. Investigators confirmed that Janet was at the center of most of the strange incidents. On one occasion, after being sedated, she was found upside down, propping her body on her hands in an unnatural position, while a camera captured images of her being dragged from her bed and thrown onto her sister's bed. The most terrifying phenomenon, the mysterious voice. The story culminated when Janet began to enter trance-like states, during which a deep elderly man's voice emanated from her body, without her lips moving. The voice responded to investigators' questions and identified itself as Bill Wilkins, an elderly man who had lived in the house and died there from a stroke. It provided detailed accounts of his death, although Janet was unaware of them. Following these incidents, Janet was admitted to a mental hospital in July 1978 for evaluation, but was released 2 months later, having been found to be mentally and psychologically sound. Interestingly, the paranormal phenomena ceased completely after this. This story inspired the popular horror film, The Conjuring 2. Audio recordings of conversations between Detective Maurice Grosse and the entity possessing Janet are still available, but they are not recommended for the faint of heart.